1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Pakistan has categorically stated that there is no change in its policy on Kashmir dispute. Foreign Minister says Pakistan will continue its efforts in maintaining peace and stability in the region. Chairman Parliamentary Committee on Kashmir has lauded the continued support by the people and government of Turkey for the cause of oppressed people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, APHC has called upon India to grant the people of Jammu and Kashmir their inalienable right to self-determination so that they can decide their political future as per relevant resolutions of the United Nations. Indian defense analysts have warned of serious consequences for India if it continues confrontation with China. Chairman China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Authority has said the largest single project under CPEC ML1 is envisaging total reform of Pakistan Railways. Now the news in detail. Pakistan has categorically stated that there is no change in its policy on Kashmir dispute. At his weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said solutions of the lingering dispute lies in granting right of self-determination to the Kashmiri people through a fair and impartial plebiscite under the umbrella of United Nations. The spokesperson called upon India to reverse its unilateral and illegal actions of 5th August last year, lift restrictions, release all prisoners and revoke the draconian laws in the occupied territory. He said the domicile ensued post 5th August last year in the occupied valley should also be declared null and void. He said New Delhi should allow unfettered access to UN military observe group and human rights observers and organizations to the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. When asked about Kulbhushan Jadhav case, the spokesperson said Pakistan is committed to fully implement the judgment of International Court of Justice. He, however, lamented that India is trying to frustrate Pakistan's effort in this regard. He said the judgment of ICJ clearly states that the review and reconsideration of Jadhav's conviction will be as per Pakistani laws. He asked India to cooperate with Pakistani court on the matter. Responding to a question about Afghan peace process, the spokesperson said it has reached a critical stage. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said that Pakistan will continue its effort in maintaining peace and stability in the region. Addressing a consultative meeting of former foreign secretaries in Islamabad today, he said the innocent and unarmed Kashmiris are facing the worst curfew over the last 1 year. He said the supporters of secular India are also protesting against the Hindutva policy. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said India is continuously committing violations at line of control, targeting innocent citizens to divert attention from its internal anarchy. Chairman Parliamentary Committee on Kashmir, Shahryar Khan Afridi, has lauded the unflinching and continued support by the people and government of Turkey for the cause of oppressed people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Talking to Turkish ambassador to Pakistan, Mustafa Yardakul, in Islamabad today, he expressed the hope that Kashmiris will soon exercise their right to self-determination as per United Nations resolutions. Shahryar Afridi appreciated the bold stance of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for Kashmir issue that has helped further highlighting the dispute at the international fora. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has called upon India to grant the people of Jammu and Kashmir their inalienable right to self-determination so that they can decide their political future as per relevant resolutions of the United Nations. The APHC spokesman in a statement issued in Srinagar said that India could not suppress the Kashmiris' ongoing freedom struggle through forcible occupation, military aggression and state terrorism. An American independent body committee to protect journalists has asked India to immediately release journalists detained in different jails of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The demand was made in a letter by the committee to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for release of Kashmiri journalist Asif Sultan, who is in jail since last 2 years. The committee demanded of the Indian government to uphold the commitments to freedom of press. It noted that events in Kashmir are of public interest and covering them is public service, not crime. Minister for Education Shafqat Mahmood has said that final decision regarding the reopening of educational institutions will be taken with consensus on the 7th of next month. He was speaking at the meeting of National Command and Operations Centre in Islamabad today. The meeting emphasized that the educational institution must ensure compliance to all COVID protocols and prepare accordingly before the final decision. The forum suggested a strategy about reopening of educational institutions. It said that the institutions be opened on top to bottom approach, starting from the universities to the high schools on rotation basis. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan chaired a meeting for promotion of information technology sector in Islamabad today. Chairman Pakistan Ulama Council Allama Tahir Ashrafi called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. Chairman China-Pakistan Economic Corridor Authority, retired Lieutenant General Asim Bajwa, has said that the largest single project under CPEC ML1 is envisaging total reform of Pakistan Railways. In a tweet today, he rejected the news published in Daily Business Recorder yesterday, captioned CPEC hits financial snag. He said the news is totally baseless and unfounded. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Shibli Faraz says he will make all-out efforts to resolve problems of the journalist community. He was addressing a ceremony in honor of newly elected office bearers of National Press Club Islamabad this afternoon. The minister said even complicated issues can be addressed through mutual respect and trust. Congratulating the new elected leadership of the National Press Club, Shibli Faraz expressed the hope that they will play a positive role for their profession and for resolving issues of their journalist colleagues. Indian defense analysts have warned of serious consequences for India if it continues confrontation with China. Participating in a webinar on conflict between India and China in Ladakh, Indian military and strategic expert Paravin Sanave said border clash with China this year had a cascading effect for India, which is now facing problems in its relation with all neighbors. He said India has been marginalized by China due to New Delhi's lack of principled engagement with its neighborhood. China slams United Nations allegations against People's Liberation Army. During a press briefing in Beijing, spokesperson of the People's Liberation Army, Xiao Lijian, said these Chinese military had taken part in more than 20 United Nations peacekeeping missions, making China the largest contributor of peacekeeping troops among the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. In Afghanistan, 5 people, including a soldier, have been killed in Taliban attack in northern Parawan province. Russia has accused the United States of trying to hinder its patrol in Syria. In a statement, Russian Defense Ministry spokesperson said Russia has already warned the US-led international coalition in Syria about the movements of its patrol. The statement has been released after the US said its troops were injured in collision with Russian vehicle. Turkish and United States navies held a maritime exercise in the eastern Mediterranean. The drill comes as the tensions mount in the eastern Mediterranean between Turkey and Greece over energy exploration. Turkish research vessel Orekresis is carrying out seismic research escorted by warships in the region. In the first T20 of the 3-match series, Pakistan will play against England at Manchester tomorrow. And finally, the weather. Rain with wind and thunder showers are expected in Islamabad, Upper Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir during the next 12 hours, while more rain thunderstorm is also expected at isolated places in coastal areas of Sindh and eastern Balochistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com Radio Pakistan News Official.